My name is Jared Jones, and I want to take a few minutes today to talk about something that we're all aware of, but I feel deserves a little special attention. Unless you've been living in a cave, you know that the presidential elections are coming. Although the actual elections are nearly a year from now, the campaign process is well underway. Candidates are rallying support for their bid to become the primary candidate for their respective parties. Now is the time to get involved and pledge your support. You've seen the signs, they're in people's yards, there's highway billboards, TV, radio commercials, it's front page news when you open the internet. I've even received phone calls and door-to-door campaigners. It can be overwhelming. But don't give up. Don't turn away and tune it out. This process is very important to us as a nation. I'm not here today to tell you who to vote for, but as a veteran of the United States Marine Corps who served 2 tours in combat, I feel that it is very important for each and every person who is eligible to vote to exercise that right. I don't care who you vote for the person that you choose. I just want you to vote for someone. But I want you to be able to make an educated decision and not just vote to be voting. I want you to show up on election day and know who and what you're voting for. Many people don't realize how precious the opportunity is that we've been given to voice our opinion in the election of the officials that run our country. Voting is not a God-given right. Voting is a privilege of the freedom and the principles that this nation was founded on. As they say, freedom isn't free. And over the course of our nation's history, millions of lives have been lost in the fight to protect your freedom and your right to vote. Now, some people would argue that with that freedom comes the right not to vote. And this is true. But ultimately, it's up to you. It is each person's responsibility to make their own decision and vote for whomever they choose, or choose not to vote. No one can force you to vote. But refusing to exercise your right is essentially a slap in the face to all those who have fought and died to protect your freedom. So take advantage of the opportunity that you've been given and get out and vote. But don't waste your vote by showing up on election day and voting for someone that you've never heard of and know nothing about simply because you feel obligated to do so. Take advantage of the campaigning and the debating going on now and learn enough about each candidate so that when the time comes, you can make a well-informed decision. It's a very important decision. The person that you vote for is the person that you're choosing to run this country for the next 4 years. Vote for the person that you feel will do the best job. Don't become fixated on one particular candidate because you like his hair or because he has a funny name. Make your decision based on the candidate's principles and his ideas and his policies. Now, I'm not saying that you have to become a slave to politics or the news. You don't have to become completely engrossed in it. To do a little research and figure out which candidate you agree with the most. Pay attention to the things they say and what they do. Maybe you don't agree with any of them. Well, in that case, you can vote third party or use the write-in option. But at least cast a vote and make your opinion known that you feel that none of the major candidates are acceptable for the job. Your opinion matters, so get out and vote. Now, in your quest to determine which candidate you agree with the most, don't let all the campaigning and advertising discourage you and confuse you. Election time can be very overwhelming with all the campaign ads and the bragging and the slander. There are probably just as many ads defaming one candidate as there are ads of a candidate bragging about his own character. Sometimes these ads are one and the same. But don't put a lot of faith in these slanderous ads. Do a little research on them and know the truth about them before you accept them as fact. The purpose of campaign ads is to create a faithful following, and sometimes, possibly even more so, to deter you from voting for the competition. Now, these slanderous ads, a candidate's actions or words, can be taken out of context or manipulated to make one candidate or another appear better or worse suited for the job. So make sure that you know the truth about the claims of these ads before you accept them as fact. Do a little research, know the truth, know who you're voting for, but get out and vote. Now, as I said before, I'm not here today to tell you who to vote for. I just want to make sure that each person who's eligible to vote knows the importance of the opportunity that they've been given to cast their vote. There are millions of people around the world who don't have the opportunity. It's a very important and very privileged opportunity that we have to cast our vote and have a voice in the things that happen with our nation. So, do some research, get to know the candidates, know what you're voting for, know who you're voting for, but most importantly, get out and vote.